What's the most ungrateful thing a parent ever did? Ever since I was little, my mom taught me that I should always give up my happiness for hers. And so, my dreams in life of being happy relied on the fact my mom was happy too. For example, when I was 8, I heard her complaining about wanting a new teapot. So I stayed up after school for 3 nights, trying to learn paper mache. I painted it with her favorite colors, but when I gave it to her, she scoffed, said it was useless, and tossed it in the trash like it was junk mail. I should have known better by then, but I kept trying. In middle school, I saved up my lunch money for 2 months to buy her a scarf I saw in a store window. I skipped meals to afford it. She opened the box, said, "This color washes me out," and never wore it once. When I was 14, I taught myself how to make lasagna because she mentioned missing her mom's cooking. I burned my hands and nearly set off the fire alarm trying to get it right. She took one bite, said it was too salty, and ordered takeout instead. I think I knew all along what she was doing was wrong, but I had been raised to crave her approval so badly, I never had it in me to realize my own self-worth, until now. You see, for the past 5 years, I've put myself through hell voluntarily, with just one goal in mind. I worked double shifts, lived on ramen and bulk rice, skipped outings with friends, and sold off my gaming setup one piece at a time. Also, I could buy my mom a nice car. She'd raised me on her own, and while she wasn't the most affectionate person, I always believed that deep down, she loved me. Her old car had been giving out for years. I remember her complaining after every mechanic visit. "They just patch it up, never fix it," she'd say. So I made it my mission. I would surprise her with something she could be proud of. Every time I wanted to quit, I pictured her smile, her hugging me with tears in her eyes saying, "I'm so proud of you." That image kept me going. And then it happened. After saving for years, I bought a clean used Toyota Camry, low mileage, reliable, paid in full. I even had it detailed before delivery. I pulled into her driveway with a giant red bow strapped to the hood. I texted her to come outside. "Whose car is that?" she asked. "It's yours. I've been saving for years." I wanted to say thank you. She just stared at it. "It's used?" I said. "Yeah, but it's in great shape. I couldn't afford a brand new. You know I always wanted a Lexus." I thought she was joking. She wasn't. "I don't drive used cars," she said, turning and walking back into the house. It felt like someone had punched me in the chest. I followed her in. "Wait, what are you talking about? You said your car was falling apart. I saved for 5 years. 5 years and you could only afford a Toyota?" The words hit harder than any slap. I didn't know what to say. That night, I left the keys on her kitchen counter. She didn't say goodbye, just kept scrolling on her phone. I sat in my car and cried for the first time in years, and it's while crying that I got a call from my aunt. She said, "Your mom told everyone you tried to bribe her with a junker, said you're trying to humiliate her." I couldn't believe it. "She said you always embarrassed her," my aunt added quietly. That's when I realized it wasn't about the car. It never was. I had mistaken need for love, gratitude for affection. I realized she never really saw me as her son, just as someone who owed her something. And so, I stopped calling, stopped texting, stopped hoping. Months passed, and the car sat in her driveway, untouched. I remember wondering if she'd at least have the courtesy to give it back to me, but no. I found out she sold it, and took herself on holiday with the money. That was my final straw. I moved on, or at least I tried. I started spending time with my coworker Marcus's family. I did it to take my mind off of how my whole life my mom never loved me, even though I gave her everything. Marcus's family was only supposed to be a placeholder until I got it together, but then something happened. They liked me, for me. It wasn't long before they began inviting me to birthdays, barbecues, movie nights, and for the first time in my life, I felt wanted. But still, no matter what I did, I couldn't get mom out of her mind. I missed the mom I had imagined, the one I thought would hug me and say I love you when I handed her those keys. But the truth was, I bought her a car, and she disowned me over the brand name, and I wasn't gonna let her get away with it. I can't tell you how I dealt with my mom in this short video. The full story is on my channel and linked below.